Okay, folks, here's a quick review of the Amazing Spider-Man figure that was produced by Hasbro as a part of the Marvel Legends Infinite Series 6-inch scale line of action figures. And this is part of the Spider-Man subline that contains pieces for the Green Goblin Build-A-Figure. Okay, so this is how Spider-Man is going to look in the forthcoming Amazing Spider-Man 2 film. And I think I like the look of this costume more than in the previous Amazing Spider-Man film that came out in 2012. Okay, the articulation joints were quite numerous on this figure. Amazing Spider-Man has articulation in the head, the shoulders, the upper biceps, the elbows, the wrists, the diaphragm, the waist, the hips, the calves, the knees, and the ankles. And there is good 360-degree movement, and there is also a good up and down range of movement with the head, and the shoulders rotate and move in and out, and the knees and the elbows are double jointed. The ankles move up and down, and there is an ankle pivot joint, and there's additional articulation just above his boots. And speaking of the shoulders, there's even more articulation, with an additional joint just about where the shoulder blades and the collarbone would be located. And it goes without saying that getting some good action poses will not be an issue with this figure whatsoever. Paint apps on this figure, they were, for the most part, well done. I found a little chipping around the eyes of his mask, and a manufacturing defect on the right side of his neck, but nothing beyond that. So let me pause here, zoom in, and I'll give you a closer look as to what Amazing Spider-Man looks like. Okay. Alright, Amazing Spider-Man did come with some accessories, so let me show you what they are. And there was no figure stand included in the package. Okay, so here are the alternate hand sculpts. And you can switch these out to show off Amazing Spider-Man in some really nice web shooting poses. These do have fragile looking pegs on the back of the wrists, so I advise caution when switching them out. I wish Hasbro had included some webbing strands that came with the last Amazing Spider-Man movie figure that was a Walmart exclusive. But that can be easily remedied, as I can give this figure one of those webbing strands, or possibly even just make some myself. And here is the Green Goblin Build-A-Figure piece. This is his right arm, along with what appears to be some flame accessories. And I'll be honest, this has an interesting look to it, and I am mildly curious as to how the finished figure will look. Okay, what I'm going to do now is a quick 360 of Amazing Spider-Man for you, and let you see what he looks like from all sides. So here he is from the front. Here's what he looks like from the left. Here's what he looks like from the rear. Here he is from the right-hand side. Okay, and here we are once again facing forward. So overall, I have to say that this figure is really nice, and I do like it quite a bit. There's lots of articulation joints on this figure for action poses, and the update to the costume is a good one, and the more I look at it, the more I prefer it to the previous movie costume. About the only gripe that I do have with this figure would be the lack of webbing strands that were not included in the package, but you know what, that's minor, and I can remedy that easily enough. So therefore, I think Amazing Spider-Man should get a great recommendation. If you see him in stores, pick him up, as I think he'll make a very nice addition to your Amazing Spider-Man or your Marvel Legends 6-inch scale of action figure collection. Okay, so on that note, take care and stay tuned for my next review. Have a good one.